got to talk about is Wakanda Forever. This movie just came out. I'm not going to see it. I didn't go see it on opening weekend. I'm not going to see it, like, ever. I didn't particularly want to after some of the drama that has been going down.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna go see it. Um,
I mean, I haven't seen the first Black Panther, so, and it's not because I dislike the character or anything like that. It's just that I was never really attracted to watching it. So I'm not really gonna see the Wakanda Forever.
Well, I did see the first movie, and it was all right. It wasn't the most fascinating that I've seen. I liked T'Challa on it, but they really went some directions creatively with this one that I didn't really appreciate. I didn't like their villain. Okay, so in the Marvel universe, Andy Serkis played a very prominent antagonist that had been stealing vibranium and selling it like black market style stuff to gun runners, gun dealers, you know?
Hmm.
And in this movie, you think that the antagonist is going to primarily be him, but then you get punked like halfway through the movie, and the real antagonist of the movie kills him and brings him back to, I don't know, the Wakanda tribe to show them, hey, I would be the better Black Panther, the better leader of your people. I just brought you this guy. What has your T'Challa been doing? And so
Oh.
then he challenges him to a fight and seemingly wins this fight with T'Challa going over the waterfall and having to be rescued by another tribe of Wakanda. And I really hated the ideology of this new antagonist. It was definitely some of the woke ideologies, the wokest of ideologies that I have seen. I also didn't like some of the other commentary with Suri calling um, Martin Freeman a colonizer.
Oh, heck no, really?
Yes, they're in Africa, in their Wakanda tribe, and she says something about all of you colonizers.
Why is it that they want to do like all this, like everybody's the same, you guys are bad? Okay, all right,
Do they
sure.
forget history where African tribes slaughtered one another? Like, actually slaughtered one another
But that's
for
the thing, that's in
slave labor,
everything.
for territory. I mean, we're not going to get into this segment today because that's a whole different thing. But take a look
Yes.
at I am the Woman King, and they try to portray the Dahomey as this heroic tribe of Amazons when their people were the ones enslaving and brutalizing other people.
Yeah, they're the ones getting rifles and ammunition things
And
in
the reason why
exchange
the
for their own
French
people.
and the reason why the French came to try to kick their butts is strictly because of the fact that other African tribes were going to the French asking them for help because these Dahomey people were completely brutalizing their territories. And the French, who wanted to abolish slavery, came to kick their butts as
But
requested.
no.
But no. You hear from these people that there are no white heroes here. I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? So I've been getting the sense that this is where Black Panther and all of this stuff was going. So I figured we could start talking about Wakanda Forever by showing a trailer and commenting on it. All right, so for those of you who may be listening to this or watching this, we were dumb enough not to try seeing if we could listen to screen share on Discord before I started playing the
The
trailer.
trailer.
So I had to actually pause the recording. We had to kind of go back and find a different place where we could do a watch party here, a proper watch party of this trailer. And so here we go. Bear with us, and we are sorry for the obvious cuts that you guys are going to see in the aftermath. So here we go, and this is what we're going to try. And watch. Right away, I want to say that part does look respectful. Because they probably look, they had no choice but to go sort of down this path because the guy who played was Chad Boswick,
T'Challa,
he died. So they just had no real choice but to move on from the man that they had playing as Black Panther to what they're doing now. Although I'm not exactly sure what they're really doing here, but their Black Panther died in real life.
So for anyone who's listening, it's just like a video of like I guess a woman and two women carrying a Black Panther mask, like dressed in white funeral. I'm supposing it's like funeral garb. I mean, my first thought was I had no idea what was going on. But maybe that's because I couldn't pay attention to the first. Like, I did actually watch the first Black Panther movie.
Well, this
I
really
remember nothing about it. I
Well,
remember nothing about it. So
to be fair, this scene actually has nothing really to do with the original Black Panther. They had a Black Panther, the actor passed away, and they're respectfully moving on to a new Black Panther by doing a he died off screen kind of transition.
okay,
So,
and I see.
So that part I think is being done respectfully. They didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, and I bet a lot of the actors are still feeling that loss.
So this might be an emotional connection for them too.
Yeah.
So,
and who knows, the different cultures and stuff. So I guess that's how they respect it.
But I will say this, I think it's cooler that they did that, like, just, like, killing off the character and, like, replacing it with a new character than trying to Aunt Viv.
Well, in some
the
medias,
Black Panther.
In some medias, they would have to Aunt Viv them. Take a look at Harry Potter, for example. You can't have technically 4 books without Albus Dumbledore, but Richard Harris died. They had no choice but to Aunt Viv him.
Yeah.
Charmed is another good example of what you're talking about. Prue, her character died on the show between seasons 3 and 4, but Shannon Doherty was having some serious drama with Alyssa Milano and even Holly. Whatever.
Yeah. So Shannon Doherty sounds like she's just kind of like not a very nice person. I'll put it that way.
They were definitely having some struggles back and forth with each other. So when she left the show, instead of casting a new Prue, which they could have magically come up with a reason why a new Prue, because, you know, it was a show about magic. They could have come up with a reason why Prue was different. But instead of doing that, they respectfully killed off her character and brought in a different sister.
Yeah, I think that worked out really well, too. I liked how they did that. And I didn't like it at first. I hated it at first. But, like, the more I watched the show, the more I appreciated how they handled it.
Yeah, and the character was actually pretty good for... I think a lot better than Prue.
Yeah.
Right. So we have examples of you know, each scenario working out or what they had to do in each of these scenarios. It just all, I guess, depends on what the context requires. Do they have to Aunt Viv them, or can they just let that character go? So in this case, they could just let the character go, and I think that because of the fact that there might have been some comics reasons that they could have moved on to a different Black Panther anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Continuing.
I don't know much about Black Panther, but...
Okay.
This is more funeral scenes.
Only the most broken people
like the picture that they put up of him.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that.
That is a very good one. That is an awesome one.
This is like a tribute
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
original Black Panther.
See, I'm not minding what I'm seeing so far. I'm really not. But I bet it's gonna just go downhill from here.
Can be great leaders.
What did he just say?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. I was like, what?
Some of the audio is
Was
kind
that
of
English?
Hell if I know. That's Namor. Or if you listen to some of the new Latino people, Namor.
Namor.
It's
Namor.
supposed to be Namor. It's supposed to be Namor.
Namor. Oh, okay,
His
cool.
name is Namor. It's not Namor. They're now
Yeah, it's not amor, so it's like the pronunciation of love, you know. That's what I'm trying to say, because Namor sounds like trying like a French way of saying amour, which is idiotic. It sounds stupid, so it's Namor.
Yes, his name is Namor, and they were trying to repronounce that as Namor to make it sound, I think, more Latino.
No, thank you. We're good.
Yes, says the
Am I
Latina of
supposed
our
to-
group. What?
Am I supposed to know who Namor is? I have no idea who Namor is.
I have no idea who he is either. So you're
Yeah,
not wrong.
comics.
Okay.
I mean, I need to see a little more on the comics, but
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan. The feathers.
Kukulkan?
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan.
Con.
I have no idea what that is. I don't even know what I'm watching on screen right now. Like, I'm watching this and it's like you have some broken up words. I hate that they do that in trailers nowadays. I hate that they do that because you have, you know, all this. I wish they would be speaking coherent sentences during the trailer if they're going to post something like that because it's like I can't even freaking understand what they're saying.
Well, and he said that scene was a dude, some guy, I don't know who he is, sitting on a throne, and he put down like it looks like he had like a spear and he slammed it to the floor. And then I saw him say his name is not Kiev or Kie or something like that. They call him Cuckoo Moore. Or Cuckoo Khan. Cuckoo Khan. Okay, well, I don't know what any of that means. Is Kier or Kiev or Cuckoo Khan, are those like important like
I think they're trying
names?
to use the Mayan and Inca type thing. So
they're trying to introduce them more through the trailer, I think, because look, for better or worse, they are trying to connect these to the complete comics of the MCU. Not that they've always gotten them accurately. My husband has told me on a number of times they've completely changed the lore.
All the MCU movies are so concerned with fan service and like connecting all the movies together that basically at this point you have to have like a 40-hour commitment to go watch all of those movies in order to enjoy like one individual movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't seen a single movie past Endgame, and this is coming from my husband and I, who he used to drag me to every single. He sat me down and we watched all of the movies to get us up to the point where we could start watching some of them in theater that were part of the stage 3 leading up to Infinity War and Endgame.
There's no way I could do that. I just
He
think
sat
these
down with
movies
me
are
to
so
watch all of it.
boring.
Well,
I think these movies are so boring. There's no way I can do it.
I don't think
So
the movies
this
are
is-
boring.
so this is what it like. I'm looking a little more in the back. The like Namor was actually the first anti-hero of Marvel Comics.
Namor, oh, okay, I was wondering how you spell that, Namor, is from an underworld kingdom later named Atlantis, which is home to the race of water-breathing beings. The Atlanteans do not look kindly upon the surface world after explosions set off by an American ship demolished parts of the sunken nation and killed many of his people. Namor, despite having a human father, is encouraged by the Atlantean mother to be the scourge of the surface world. Like, so what does this have to do with Black Panther? Okay, I'll find out maybe. He was comics' first anti-hero, Mark Waid, a veteran comic book writer and editor, said in 2019 email interview when Namor turned 80. Namor's goal wasn't to rescue kittens or punch criminals. It was to lead an Atlantean army against the great air breathers of America. So in the film, the kingdom is called Talokan, which the director Ryan Coogler has called a reimagined version of Atlantis.
Talakun, I would imagine.
Talakun, okay. He has explained that it was deeply inspired by Mesoamerican culture, specifically from the Yucatan and the Mayan post-classic period.
No, yeah, that's basically what they're doing is they're using the Mesoamerican culture to they reimagine Atlantis coming from that. But it is said that Atlantis, once the sunken city, actually their survivors went to our different islands. Like our Tainos are said to be coming from Atlantis, like the Incas, the Mayans, and that is why most of everything from that era looks similar, even though they're different cultures and different, how do you say it, locations maybe. That they're so spread apart, but they have the same type of sculptures and even information.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they brought like Namor. They're trying so hard to put that in there.
Okay, so you asked how this particular anti-hero fits into Wakanda. In this movie, he goes to Shuri to tell him that the ultimate goal is to protect his people, saying he wants to form an alliance with Wakanda to overthrow the nations on land.
So they're like teaming up against America.
He wants to team up against them, against America with Wakanda, and Wakanda, I think, is supposed to be against that idea.
I guess because T'Challa was like, formed a pact with the Avengers and stuff, and their base was in America, so maybe that's why.
All right, well, let's continue with the trailer then, so we can find out more.
God, killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming. I can barely understand them in this trailer.
I have no idea. I caught something about barely something more, and that's about all I understood.
For the surface world.
They're chanting, they're fighting.
Don't get me wrong, like the graphics are amazing, but like I said, like you're saying, like we don't understand much of it, and it's fine. I mean, they're chants and stuff, so
yeah.
I mean, if they're trying to entice me to want to learn more, it just hasn't done that. I do think pausing every 10 seconds and like talking about it has helped me understand what's happening a little bit more, because yeah, I think if we weren't talking about it, I'd be like, I have no idea what this is about.
No.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike.
To strike at what? Like,
yes.
I get that she says we have lost our protector. Now is our time to strike, but strike at what?
It seems like Namor should be trying to partner with Wakanda, but it's unclear like against who. Like
that
maybe
woman with the big hat was T'Challa's mother.
Yes.
So, but see, maybe this is a case of like you need to know more about the comics.
I don't know if I'm a king from a nation and I'm trying to appeal to the queen of another, I will be like, "Hey yo, how are ya?" Like we have a common enemy. Like hi, and instead this feels like Namor is like, you people gonna help us whether you like it or not. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Did we
That's
just
supposed to
really?
be
Did we really
Iron.
just watch somebody imitating a gorilla pounding his own chest?
Yes. Yes.
Did I really just see that on screen? Am I absolutely nuts here? Did I just? What the hell did I just watch?
That's
Show
Someone
them.
pounding their chest like a gorilla.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you watched.
That's what you.
Who is this? Oh, it's the new female Black Panther? Wait, so is the new Black Panther a woman?
Well, yes,
Yes.
it's supposed to be T'Challa's sister.
But that's supposed to be like the twist at the end of the trailer, basically. Is that, oh look, it's the new Black Panther and it's a woman.
I guess it's because they are doing this whole new Avengers, maybe the new group of Avengers. So you see it right there on the picture. Like she is meant to be the Black Panther.
The opening box office is really low for this one.
Well, it just started, so I guess the first day.
Well, yeah, but the first day is like usually the biggest day for like predicting how it's gonna go.
Yeah, but even today, like it's Saturday now, and it has still only earned 84 million.
How much do they spend on it? I wonder.
A lot.
That's what happens when you tell people to not go see the movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So we have this woman who basically said, and I know you guys aren't going to be able to listen to this because I can't get this on the watch party thing. But
it's fine, I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
And white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. If you really want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go. And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us.
So this woman is actually sitting here and saying that if you go see this, you're basically anti-black. What you need to do is, if you're going to purchase a ticket, give it to a black person or a black family that can't afford to go, and then you sit in front of the theater so that we can enjoy it in peace. As if the entire theater is going to be nothing but Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. As if there's going to be no possible other movies that a white person could go and enjoy that weekend. No, none of it can happen. You got to sit in front of that theater to make sure only black people can get in.
Are
and
you
then
serious?
you gotta buy your ticket and hand it out to some other black person who wants to see it.
Why can't just fans be of anybody that wants to just see it? It's
Because
like,
we're anti-black if we go and see it and take up the spots that black people could sit in on the theater.
I mean, it's ridiculous on that end. It's like, why would you deny the people that want to watch it just because of the color? It's stupid.
Do you realize how racist it sounds to assume that a black family can't afford to go see Wakanda Forever? Do you know how racist that sounds? That you got to sit in front of the it's
do a
not just
TikTok.
racist. It's not just racist against whites. It's racist against blacks. She's being racist against her own people to make the assumption that black people just can't afford to do stuff.
I mean, regardless of all that, does she not want the movie to be successful so that there are more movies that
Oh, she's wanting every black
feature
person in
black
America to go
people?
see that movie this weekend. She wants it to be an all-black audience. So she's
But
expecting, but she has no concept that there may be some black people out there that don't want to see this film.
like black people make up like 13% of the population in the United States. So if it were only black people going to see it, it would not be very successful. It has to have a broader appeal to be in a successful movie.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing.
From anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That
Oh, it's from anybody to be coming into the theater to do us harm. Bitch, please, you think people are just going to come into a theater to do you harm? Do you think anybody wants to pay up the ass for tickets just so that they could do a black person harm in the movie theater?
We just want to watch a movie.
All right, continuing.
that is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend. But the first weekend, that's for us.
She says you can go see it on the second or third weekend, but the first weekend is for us.
I mean, that's fine. I think Marvel movies are boring. I wouldn't pay to go see it. I probably wouldn't even watch it if I saw it for free. So she's safe from me being in a seat in a theater. She's completely safe.
All right.
I rather watch Black Adam than probably Wakanda Forever. And Black Adam didn't do that wow. Only 67 million, but I think I would
I'd still rather, yeah. Anyway, gonna finish the video.
To do anything other than this is anti-black.
To do anything other than this is anti-black. Are you for real?
Yeah.
I just can't. And then you've got this guy who's Mexican who goes on an 11-minute rant practically, starting with where he's not even supposed to be sitting at his computer because he hurt his arm, but he's here. Mike the Mexican Iron Man. He has some thoughts on the movie. Let's kind of see what he's got to say, huh?
Well, first of all, I'm not even supposed to be online. I'm under doctor's orders not to be online at a desk touching a mouse or keyboard because I blew out my shoulder and my elbow. I have to be pretty pissed off, or sorry, fracking pissed off and annoyed to come online because I'm literally under doctor's orders not to live stream and to stay away from a desk, keyboard, and mouse.
He's like, I have to be pretty pissed off in order to do this. I'm under orders not to, but I'm here because I'm so pissed.
So I just drove home from the theater.
What?
I love his avatar. He just cracks me up.
Yes, his avatar is hysterical.
Happens to be 5 minutes from my house. Paul, you know which one it is. That is the biggest sack of crap I have seen. Let me tell you things that I would rather have done. I would rather watch Kevin Smith Motu 3 times than see that again. I would
This guy's funny as hell.
rather watch Shang-Chi 4 times than see that piece of shit ever again. I would rather watch more episodes of Star Trek Discovery than see that piece of crap.
Wow, that bad, huh? So this is just like after he went to go see Wakanda Forever.
This was after he went to see Wakanda Forever. This is his reaction after he's so pissed off he came back to live stream.
Again, I would rather rewatch episodes of Picard seasons 1 or 2 than that piece of crap.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, that's insane. That's intense.
I'm not sure what else I would rather do. Oh, I know what I'd rather do. I'd rather watch The Last Jedi 1, 2, 3 times instead of seeing that piece of crap. What I just saw right now is a disservice to men, a disservice to comic book fans, a disservice to fans of cinema, a disservice to Mexicans, and a disservice to Mexican minority relations. And let me tell you this much, my white brothers, this was an insult to you.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
crap. Yeah.
He is into it. It's like,
Oh, he's mad. He's mad.
And now I'm kind of curious. Like, what the heck happens in this movie?
I am too, but
Maybe I need to see it.
we'll putlocker it or something because I ain't putting my money towards it. They don't need my white dollars.
And maybe that's why I'm most pissed off right now. I am livid. I'm not even living. You know what? Part of me was pissed off that I just wasted 3 hours of my life. I saw this movie for all of you. Anybody listening to my review, if you pay to go and see this movie, then let's go through what you're going to get. All right? I don't even need to spoil it just to tell you what you're going to get.
What?
I said, oh, good. This is what I need. I need him to tell me what happened in this movie that was so bad that he is just upset. So hopefully, when you play it again, he's going to tell us.
Let me tell you who this movie is not made for. It's not made for white guys, unless you want to see yourself cooked and arrested by your bitch ex-wife. It's not made for Mexicans, at least not if you want to have any pride. It's sure as hell not meant for fathers, because there's absolutely no redeeming qualities here from a father's perspective. It sure as hell better not be made for little boys, because if you hope your boy to become a man, this is not the hero movie for you. It sure is not about families, because the basic undercurrent theme of this thing is vengeance. This is not a movie about love. This is not a movie about heroism. This is a poorly written sack of shit movie that went for the 2 hours and 45 minutes I sat in there. This story could have been told in an hour and 4 minutes flat.
oh my god.
Oh, wow. So it seems like it's got a very kind of misandry.
I guess it's the way that the movie needed to be something. It's like, no, it's not love.
And here's the thing too about like replacing female characters with female characters is like, when you have stories that are written for men, they typically have like men's problems and like themes that relate to men, like he was talking about, like, you know, like
the hero's journey.
fatherhood and the hero's journey. And then women, like you have stories for female characters that were written and intended to be females that are very much related to their femaleness, like Black Widow and her story about, basically becoming infertile.
Yeah, but you don't really have a hero's journey when it comes to females, because I can't remember. There was an article that I read about this, or somebody that I listened to, that talked about why, unfortunately, females don't really go through the same story arcs that men do. Maybe because women are not pressured to have a whole lot of character growth throughout their time. Women are catered to, they're put on pedestals, chivalry, the idea of chivalry is where men have to chase the women around. Women only have to say yes to a man. Men have to do pretty much all the work in order to woo a woman into getting into her pants. So it's like men have to do 2 to 3, 5 to 10 times more effort. They have to put more effort into every single thing they do, and into who they become, where they how they got from where they started to where they've ended.
But there's like really good reasons for that. Women, the cost for relationships with men is much higher for women than it is for men. Like, we have to give birth and risk our lives to have children for these men. So of course they should we have a higher responsibility.
But that's not what these stories are supposed to be about. They're supposed to be who they are as people and how they can be strong. You've got all these strong, independent women who are just strong and independent, ending up the same people at the end of the movie that they were at the start of the movie. Look at Captain Marvel.
I think the one that works, at least for me, Wonder Woman's story was very well written, because
not the sequel.
No, I don't think I saw the sequel, because I think that for origin story in regards to that part, I think she using the whole Zeus and everything, like the mythological part of it is kind of cool, and it kind of makes us understand why she ended up what she wanted, and because they were Amazons, and Amazons were like these, obviously they were trained to be warriors, and they would
See,
do
I'll give you
everything
that.
themselves.
I'll give you
But
that. It just doesn't seem like any of the other women's stories follow the same thing.
And even then, probably would have been too long. I'm insulted as a Mexican. And by the way, Paulie, we weren't even Mexican in this thing. We were blue. Here's the good news. Anybody, guess what? You've already, if you see this movie, you're already going to see blue people, because my people aren't even brown, they're blue. Spoiler alert. So anybody that wants to see Avatar, guess what? You don't have to go see Avatar. You can see this one and see all the fucking blue people you want. There are so many pieces of crap in there.
Oh, I like that Undoomed commented. Did you see Undoomed's
Oh
comment?
yeah, holy crap! Yeah, I see that.
Oh.
that right there.
How do they talk underwater? Don't know. Don't know.
I love how he goes, don't know.
Magic.
How does a 5'2" little chick beat up a guy that's like easily outweighs her by 2 to 3x? Don't know. Don't know. This movie drags. It's got shitty plot points. Oh, I know who it's for. If you like bald black chicks, this movie's for you. If you're a beta ass bitch loser, probably, and I'm going to say this, I was raised by a single mother, but my single mother told me from an early age that she was going to do her best to make sure that I learned how to grow up to be a man, and she surrounded me with male role models. So if you're a beta ass bitch, this movie is probably for you. If you're a female that's delusional,
What
that
in
thinks
this movie?
Huh?
I just have to wonder, like, what is in this movie?
Well, he said no.
So
he said
angry.
no spoilers. He said no spoilers, but he is pissed. This man is mad.
that, you know, you can do all kinds of amazing things and you're equal to the strength and power and leadership of a man, this movie's for you. And if you're a cuck-cater ass bitch like Kevin Feige, this movie's for you.
He's just losing his mind, and it's glorious.
Yeah, a couple of things. It sounds like they have like the action girl trope going on in the movie, whereas like a little tiny 5'1" girl can beat up 300-pound man no problem, and like there's no in-world explanation for how that's possible. She doesn't have like superpowers or anything. She's a really good fighter who can beat up 300-pound men.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
what I'm
like a
getting out
really
of it.
popular trope. I don't know if I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Mary suing going on where it's just like, oh, she doesn't have to train or anything, kind of like Ray. She's just like suddenly very powerful. I think that's really the crux of my problem with all these female characters that get written in Hollywood. Is like you said, they don't have to have the hero's journey, but I think the bigger problem is they don't have to work to get to where they're going to be. Like, remember in the first Star Wars,
You watched Luke
Luke
Skywalker.
Skywalker
He had
had
put
to
on
train.
He had to put on this blinding helmet, and then still managed to get the things. You watched him go through that. You watched him go through training with Yoda. How he wasn't able to lift the thing out of the water at first. His own flight, spacecraft. He had to go through training where he carried Yoda on his back through it, where he had to do all this stuff. And even at the end of that movie, Yoda's like, don't go. You're not, what can you do? You can't really do anything. And he still gets his ass beat by his own father. He gets his hand cut off. And the next video comes in, and yes, he's able to do stuff with all of them, but even at the end of the last of the original trilogy, even at the end of that, he was not the one who actually ended. It was his father that threw Palpatine down.
I mean, it was right from episode 1 that it was Anakin who ended up doing it. Like,
well, but my point is, throughout all 3 films, you see that while Luke has obviously come a long way, he is still not a master of his arts, of the Force. His own
Rey.
father ended Palpatine. If you look at Rey, holy shit! At the end of the first movie, she kicks Kylo Ren's ass.
Who's been training since he's a child, by the way.
And she's not even gone to a trainer yet. She's just doing this off the cuff. And then Last Jedi, she goes to Luke Skywalker, who throws his own lightsaber away and drinks sea cow titty milk.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I have a feeling there's a lot of that going on in this movie.
And what's sad is this guy, Mexican Iron Man, said he'd rather go and watch that shit that I just described than watch this movie over again.
That's a good point.
That's how bad this movie is, apparently. He'd rather go watch Luke Skywalker drink titty milk for 3 or 4 times. Oh my god.
That's a really good point.
Kevin Feige, you know what? Here's a news flash. I'm not even a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy. I didn't grow up with the Marvel universe. I grew up with the DC universe. All right? So, but I've been watching your movies all along, plodding along, and yeah, I'm Mexican Iron Man. Why? Because Iron Man and Doctor Strange are probably the only 2 Marvel characters I've ever really given a shit about, frankly. You blew that movie more recently, and you did good with Iron Man, which was my only other character I liked. But let me tell you, that little Riri bitch with putting on a fake iron suit was the biggest crack of shit joke I've ever seen. My God, let me tell you this. My 9-year-old, let me tell you, Andy Masterson, I commissioned Andy Masterson to build a Mexican Iron Man custom action figure. There's one in my house. There's one at Doomcock's house in Texas, and there's one in California that's owned by Robert Meyer Burnett. There's 3 on the planet. My kid had made a video where he's playing with his Mexican Iron Man action figure, and it's way better than that piece of crap that I just saw.
Oh my god.
Give me a break. Men are insulted at every turn. There is a war on men. There is a war on boys in this country, and I'm sick of it. And maybe I'm a little sensitive because I'm an alpha male and I'm not a beta ass bitch.
Oh my god.
He's still going. All right, I'm going to stop watching it there because I don't want to take away from their video. But, that is just the state of affairs of what this movie is about. And I am going to put a link in the description to his video. You can watch the whole thing. This is from Midnight's Edge. They posted this. And yeah. I'm not going to go see this video because I have no intention of it. There's nothing redeeming about this movie when they're going to put it as a war on men, as a war on boys, as a war on fathers. And we've been having this war in our media against men, boys, and fathers for over 5 years now. Ever since Ghostbusters 2016, where every single male was either a complete asshole, a complete moron, or a complete failure.
I think the idiot father trip has gone back. I think you could track it all the way back to the 90s.
I mean, Homer Simpson.
Yeah, Homer Simpson.
Family Guy, Peter Griffin, and still achieve certain stuff, but still they're idiots. And I get it. At least on these shows, that's what they're portrayed, but now it's everywhere.
They had a different dynamic back then, but now we're entering the stage where a woman don't need no man, so all men are either evil, incompetent, stupid, or failures. But the problem is, this isn't gonna stop. Because if it was going to stop, it would have stopped after 2016's Ghostbusters failed across the board. But clearly, we're still bashing men in 2022. Men are bad, according to woke media, woke Hollywood, woke celebrities.